Well, hello, gamers everywhere. Come one, come all to Fun Speculation Town, whatever. I don't fucking know what I'm doing right now. Hi, everybody. What's up? This is FSP and episode number 48. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate you. Lots of awesome people already hanging out in the chat. We're going to have a fun show today. Lots of stuff to talk about. Not a lot of huge stuff to talk about because we talked a lot about some of the bigger stuff last week, but there's some smaller things to talk about for sure, and some pretty awesome stuff. But we're gonna get into the intros here to get things started. What's up, Psychonauts? How you doing, bro?
What's up, everybody? I am doing fan-fucking-tastic. What a great game Hi-Fi Rush is. It's kind of taken over the internet and gamers' hearts alike. Even critics were well, not all critics. Most critics were actually given high praise, and we'll definitely talk about the couple of the idiots out there. But
yeah,
yeah,
you've been in gaming heaven a little bit last week. You played Hi-Fi Rush, and then you've been playing Dead Space, and
yeah,
both reviewed really well. So
oh yeah, no, that's and so far, Xbox has been out. So Xbox in 2023 has been on a good high so far, and then we have Age of Empires 2. They got high 80, so that comes out tomorrow or later today, however you want to look at it. And then we have Hogwarts in what, a week or two, almost 2 weeks. So yeah, it's a great time for gamers. So
yeah,
it's gonna be a great time.
For sure. Oh. What's up, Jasper? How's it going with you, man?
Yo, pretty good. Been playing Forspoken, trying to get all the collectible towers and shit in that game, and there's hundreds of shit you got to collect, so it's taking a while. But I beat the game, gonna 100% it. Just takes time.
And you have a different take on that game. You beat it, you played the whole thing, and you're saying that I think you said that if this game had come out last year for you, this would have been your game of the year.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah,
potentially. I think you said Gotham Knights was up there for you last year.
Yeah,
and I don't remember what else.
Apparently, I just like bad games last year because I saw Callisto on that list. So
yeah, you like what you like. It is what it is, right? You also liked Crossfire X, and I'll never let you live that down.
So I gave it a 6. So like is a strong word there,
but you came to its defense a lot. I'll say that because we were shitting on it quite a bit, but you came to its defense. So, and then some games that we all love, you seemed to not like as much. Are you one of these people that just likes to go with the opposite?
I mean, I like, I was going to say I like Cyberpunk, but everyone hated that too. But now everyone likes Cyberpunk. So I don't know how that works.
Right. And Cyberpunk's in the middle. It's just people that actually played it, most of them actually love the game. Right.
I like Red Dead. Red Dead was a good game that everyone liked.
Well, we found one. We found a consensus with Jasper. That's good. What's up with you, Fuzz? How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Just family stuff.
Yeah.
Last minute expenses, but other than that, everything else pretty good. Just looking at the news as far as gaming is concerned, and man, a lot of topics to definitely get into and talk about. But man, looking forward to E3 and stuff to come here, and Hi-Fi Rush. Haven't rolled credits on it yet, but having fun with that. Still having fun with Ready or Not. Still having fun with Insurgency Sandstorm, and a little bit of Forza Horizon 5. Really hoping they announce this second DLC here soon. But man, just glad to be here with you guys.
Yeah, dude. I know you had a little bit of an interesting situation happen, so thoughts are with you on that thing. But besides that, man, I think that a lot of good stuff happened last week. There was a dev direct last week. We had a lot of hype around a lot of games. We had good games releasing. In my opinion, 2023 is already shitting all over 2022. I mean, we're still in January. We're about to hit February. But so far, we got Hi-Fi Rush. We got We got Dead Space. You know, we got Jasper's Game of the Year and Forspoken already. You know what I mean?
The one thing I gotta say about that is I don't understand how like everyone loved Immortals: Phoenix Rising, and Forspoken is literally just about that game, but realistic. So I'm like, how the fuck do you love Immortals?
The thing with I played the demo of Forspoken versus and I did not get that correlation only because that's just
I think the demo, like you were just kind of out of place, like you didn't have any backstory or like connection to what was actually going on. And it's like,
and I did not feel like because the cool thing with Phoenix Rising was that they had the puzzle caves, and I don't know if this has puzzle caves as well. Maybe the combat is similar, and things pop up like if you go through a cave and you beat a puzzle and you come out, then you got like this. I think the god of war Ares comes and brings down I forget his name, starts with an A, Achilles. So Achilles comes on and you have to fight him and whatnot, and there'll be other monsters. So there was a lot of things going on with that game. So I'll have to wait to see, because me and my brother, I'll show Game Share on PS5. So
I just feel like there's like, because in Immortals you had those like little hell portals you could jump in and you had to do like a little puzzle and you would like fight a boss at the end. Like it's in this game, you have like time stuff you can click, you have towers you go to. It's like,
so it's just poorly not advertised, but poorly what this game is, because it was like it's supposed to be. They only really, from what I
will say, like the marketing. One negative I can give this is like the world is so massive, and you like the story only takes you to 3 regions, and there's like 50 fucking regions you can go to. So it's like the story only covers like 10% of the map.
Maybe they took stuff out, and that's why it's. But the thing is that how it was marketed, it was like this huge. They're changing the open world genre with this game. This game was going to be this, and now that. Well, that's how they were coming off, and then they're boasting how it's this UE5 graphical powerhouse and all this, and it was just like.
It looks good on PC, but
do you think part of it, the reason you may have enjoyed it more, is because you played it on PC instead of a PS5?
Yeah. Also, like I turned off ray tracing, so I was like pretty much 60 most of the time. Like, whereas PlayStation is like
you weren't playing at 720 18 frames per second.
I was playing 1080 60. I tried 1440, but it wouldn't work. Okay. There's some zones that were like really bad, but I would just turn on XCSS and just like that helped a bit.
Right on. Yeah, that's good to know. Another example of poor optimization, though, like for the most part, like
especially I'm not for pass it on that because it was bad.
Yeah. But yeah, and another. What the hell just happened to my? Hold on, sorry guys. I'm missing my compadres. I know you guys can hear me right now in the chat. At least I think I can.
Are we?
Yeah. That's like that's weird, man. Like it just. You all just disappeared out of nowhere. That was strange.
You froze.
Did I? Maybe my internet.
Oh yeah.
Maybe my internet's picking up.
Yeah, because Jasper's like, "Did he freeze?" I'm like,
"I thought it was me." I was like,
"Yeah, he froze," and I think he froze again. So
that was weird, man. It's just like all of a sudden they saw Gotham Knights screen grab on because it's my wallpaper, right? And I'm like, where'd you guys go?
Dallas ice storm's coming in.
Yeah, I mean it is icy outside, and it's a snow day tomorrow. Like they're already canceled schools and stuff. So I'm gonna be on Xbox Factor podcast tomorrow because of that. I haven't been able to be on lately. Nice. But I can't do anything. I can't like go anywhere to work or anything. So I'm gonna do that, and then after that I'm going to stream the hell out of Age of Empires 2 tomorrow. Maybe we may have to run some errands here and there for sure if it's safe enough to leave the house. I'm sure it will be. But besides that, like I'll be streaming some Age. So hopefully the internet holds up. But thanks to the chat for being here. Absolutely appreciate each and every one of you. Got 44 people here hanging out right now. If you do like the show, hit the like button. Share, subscribe to the channel, and all of that cool stuff. You guys all rock. Thank you for all the support you always give to us. Also, Manscaped.com is still a sponsor of this show for now, at least. So appreciate the sponsor for Manscaped. Don't forget that they do now sell beard products, and that they are pretty damn awesome, everybody. So the Beard Hedger is a high-tech piece of art in a travel size package with a long-lasting battery, universal charging, and a strong motor with 20 lengths at just one stroke of the trimmer, and it's never been so easy to look this dreamy. Your face is your first impression, and your beard is your most important accessory. So make sure you have the right tool for the job with the Beard Hedger. The company that helped reduce nicks and cuts on your special place has come to save your face. So get 20% off and free shipping with code FUNSPECULATION at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code FUNSPECULATION. Manscaped, Beard Hedger, one stroke, one guard, 20 lengths. Let's go. All right, guys. Thanks to the sponsor, Manscaped. Let's get into some fun here, everybody. Well, maybe not so fun if you're a fan of E3 or if you had planned to go to E3 this year, because I want to start off with this one. It was just revealed recently, according to IGN, their exclusive information, that not only is Nintendo going to skip E3 this year, not only is PlayStation going to skip E3 this year, which we all kind of figured, Microsoft was the one holding down the fort. They were the ones saying, hey, we're going to still support E3. We're still going to be here. We're going to do our thing. Well, according to IGN, Microsoft is out. Now, this comes on the heels of an IGN interview recently with Phil Spencer, where he did mention E3 and how important E3 was, and that they realized that it needs to be a big thing. But after reading back the quotes, which we got from Pong Soul here, shout out to our good buddy Pong. I know he shared it in our DMs.
Yeah, I would just say that it kind of makes sense because we saw Xbox start their own video production studio this year, so they can do their own shows. They will save they're down in revenue total for Xbox, so they can save however many millions of dollars it costs for E3. So that's a good savings for them, and they can just go to their own theater across the street and say it's Xbox E3, but it's not Xbox E3.
Yeah. Damn it, Pong. What PM group? Not DM group. Did you put the thing in?
What are you looking for?
That Phil's quotes from the IGN interview. That
it's
probably the gaming one.
That's what I thought, but I don't see it.
It's way high up
IGN
there.
exclusive thing is in the gaming one, if that's what you're talking about.
Oh, he shared it right after the E3 thing.
Yeah,
okay,
dude.
he said, thanks, Pong. Dude, he is on the money, bro. I love you. I love you, man. All right. But he just sent it to me again because I'm an idiot. And I was supposed to be prepared, which I never am. I'm sorry, guys. But Phil Spencer, well, we pick our time for our showcase specifically so that we're there. E3 is just, to me, one of the seminal moments of gaming. I love the history of going down to LA, thousands of people there, getting to see great new things, getting to see people in the industry, the fan events that we've had. I definitely want that to continue. Xbox is on the board of the ESA, and I think a successful and healthy ESA is critical to what we're trying to go do. So we place our showcase, like we always have done, at a time where hopefully it's convenient for press and even consumers that are going to the E3 event. And that's what we're trying to do now. We will continue to work with ESA in terms of their plans. As I said, we're on the board, and we want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to help make the E3 successful. So he fell short of saying everything in that with reading it back, other than saying they're actually part of E3, right? So it was very clever with how he's saying that because he still wants to support it. But it sounds like to me Xbox is going the route of doing their own thing. They're not going to be paying those huge booth fees and all that kind of stuff. And instead, they're just going to have their own event. Maybe they're going to align with Keighley's event somewhat. Who knows? I think Keighley said before that Xbox was going to be a part of it. But man, if you're looking forward to attending E3 this year, you're going to show up and there's no Nintendo, no PlayStation, and no Xbox. So
That gives,
that's,
I mean,
7 hours of Assassin's Creed and 6 hours of Skull and Bones.
Oh god.
they'll still be there. It's just you have to go across the street to the Microsoft Theater to play Xbox stuff, and like you won't have that Xbox stuff in the E3 convention center.
Yeah,
You'll
think
just have it.
Yeah, I think E3, because we heard that they were to be there, they wanted crazy kind of money. That's why Sony got out. That's why PlayStation left, because they were like, they're the market leaders. They don't have to pay that, to be at your show. So we can have our own show, and people are going to still flock to our ecosystem. So Xbox is now seeing, hey, if they're trying to be, save a buck, saving what $200,000 for as being part of E3, they could like, let's save that same fucking day, just have it at our studio, and people can come over and
I wonder if also in a way though it's not about necessarily the money, if it's about them not wanting to be restricted by the confines of E3, because like if you go there, you get a booth or whatever, you're only going to get so much space, right? Everybody else, there's a lot of other companies that are there. You can't have this whole thing about you. What if they want to have their own event across the street, like from E3 or whatever? That's like Xbox land. You know what I mean?
I would say
and they don't
probably
get
less space over there than they would in a convention center, though.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, but their
man.
floor space, like if it's anything like SEMA, the max square footage could be like,
It's
let's
for a
say 100
booth.
feet by 100 feet or something like that. But the place across the street is already bigger than that, as far as what that maximum floor space that they would allow for one particular company. So it makes sense as far as they would definitely have more of their own space without having like to break it up into 3 segments or just make it one continuous event. This is all Xbox, but they'll probably have that same size or same spacing over at the convention would be in the probably tens of millions at that point. And why pay tens of millions when you got your name on the theater across the street?
I will say it's better if you're an Xbox fan, because you don't have to. All the casuals aren't going to be taking up the line. You just have straight Xbox people over there playing stuff. So you maybe the lines will move a little faster.
So as Grubb said earlier too, like I know like it's across the street, it's still going to be there, or whatever. But for people attending, it does matter because, as Grubb said originally, Nintendo had a diminished booth at. This was on Grubb's tweet. So Nintendo had a diminished booth at E3 2019 and Xbox, while at the Microsoft Theater across the street was still a part of E3 2019. Your E3 badge got you into the Xbox event. So your E3 badge would no longer get you into the Xbox event, presumably, right? If they're not part of E3. So that would be a big change for people attending.
I wonder if they're going to lock that into the FanFest people then.
They could, right? And I think FanFest is going to be bigger than it ever has been as well.
Yeah.
I think this year's the great big showdown, I think, right? Because E3's back to in-person event, right? They're trying to do like a whole thing. They hired the other company to come and take over and redo their whole event for the in-person thing. And then FanFest, Keighley's trying to go bigger than he's ever gone before, right? And it sounds like maybe he's got some of these other companies on board for it. Maybe it's because he's not charging these ridiculous fees for things like that. I don't know how he's doing it. But that's why we also get so many commercials at the Keighley shows.
Well, Keighley's
right?
Usually doesn't have a live audience or anything. I think this year he said this is going to be like the first year back in a while that he's had a live audience. So
yeah, and I think they're doing like a live like
demo area.
Thing.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be, regardless, it's going to be awesome. You know what I mean? It's going to be absolutely awesome. There's going to be tons of gaming news. This year in 2023, I think we can anticipate more announcements and big news of release dates and new trailers and stuff than we have in a lot of past years, just because things are starting to get full swing back in motion. The release calendar's going on. We're getting into the middle span of the generation, entering into what should be the prime years, right? The meat of it, like the 2023 through 2026 or so, right? I'd say it's probably going to be like, this is going to be pretty damn awesome, right? So, I feel
coming
like
off COVID too, so people are actually getting work done now. So it's like,
but yeah, it's interesting just not seeing them tied to it if that's the case, because they've been the mainstays. Will the effect be the same? Nintendo still has their Nintendo Direct around E3. PlayStation has like actually, I think last year they didn't even do anything in June.
They were like a month and a half
part of the
later.
Summerfest,
yeah, they just like waited, which was pretty crazy. I mean, usually they used to have like at least a state of play around there,
Yeah,
but
I think it's going to be 2 years since they had a major state of play. They had a couple small state of plays in 2021. Maybe in early 2022.
EA last year also waited like a month and a half. Like EA skipped last year for quite a bit of time too.
Ubisoft should have skipped last year.
Well, I don't know what Ubisoft is fucking Ubisoft at this point, but no,
hey,
it's
those
interesting.
Games we showed 2 years ago. Let's show them again.
Yeah, right. It's just interesting seeing Xbox not being at E3, because now that we're the event, because E3 they canceled it last year. Xbox probably saw, because they did when they did their own event, how big it was, and they're like, well, we had the same turnout without being a part of E3, or having E3 there, and maybe this time around they're going to see how it is on their own.
It's because E3
while E3
itself doesn't matter anymore, because everyone just already calls it E3. Like putting the E3 name on it doesn't fucking matter at this point, because everyone's already calling it E3.
Yeah,
so
but it's the people. I have not been there, but from hearing that people that have been, it's one of those cultural events where you meet up with people in the community.
Yeah, I'm just saying for like the market share like aspect, like sharing it online and stuff. Like everyone's already calls it E3,
share,
even if the
exactly.
E3 is not on the names. Like,
but it's more for the people that go there to see people they haven't seen and hear these announcements, because that was the thing. You go there, Xbox, look at what they did with 2021 E3 with their own version of E3. I mean, it was just phenomenal. And being a E3 not having anything last year, I think really hurt their chances of getting X, because I think we mentioned, like, if Xbox or if E3 comes back, will Xbox be there? Because that was the one thing that everyone was like, does Xbox kind of need to be there anymore? So now here it is. Xbox rumored. This is still rumored. This is not factual. Xbox hasn't came out and said, hey, we're not coming to E3. This is, someone at IGN said they heard that this is what's happening. So who knows what's factual? It could just be, trying to find where the leaks are coming from, and and just putting out news, and shit happens. And considering that we didn't have any leaky news with Hi-Fi Rush, shows that they're tightening up their ship. So we'll see where they find the leak and plug it.
Yeah, I would say if this leak came out of anywhere, it would probably be the E3 like coordination side, with them trying to plan out the map already, and like someone saw that Xbox isn't on that list, so like they told IGN, is like, oh shit, Xbox is skipping this year, whatever. So like I would say that's probably kind of where it came from.
Maybe so. We'll see, but regardless, oh well. Other news: Age of Empires 2 reviews went out, and everybody rejoiced. If you're an RTS fans, and I got to call out the clowns out there who all said that they don't need to be putting RTS games on console. They can't be done well. It can't be done well. Nobody cares about it. Nobody's going to play the damn things or whatever. You know, let me tell you something. I played a shit ton of RTS games on console. 360 generation was one of my most loved genres in that generation. I played on PC in the past as well quite a bit. But you know what? I like playing on console. I like playing with a controller. I understand. Mouse and keyboard superior. RTS. But when I'm sitting down just chillaxing, hanging out, acting all cool, relaxing, chilling by the pool. Sorry. I don't care. I just want to play the game and I get used to the controls that I have, and you learn them and you get relaxed into it. You playing against a computer, you're playing whatever, you can have a great time. Now, I'm not going to pretend like I, Mav, as holding a controller, can go out there and compete with PC pros, right? It's not going to happen. But I don't give a shit. This game deserves to be on console. The reviews, it is sitting at like a 87 or something like that on Meta, with universal praise on how well the controls were implemented on console and how fun it is. This gives me a lot of hope also for the daddy game coming out later this year, Age of Empires 4 on console as well. So we're gonna get
that one's gonna work better because it's more streamlined.
The funny thing is, this is not the first time Age of Empires 2 has been on a console.
No.
Yeah, it's just for me. Like I played Age for 20 years on PC. It's like it's gonna be hard switching. Like all that muscle memory and like how you do engagements. I'm gonna have to
suck it up, Buttercup.
Age 2 was actually on a
RTS.
PS2 back in the day. Did y'all
I think
know
it was
that?
also on a DS.
It might have been. And people acting like you can't even put them on Series X's and PS5s or whatever. You know what I mean? Guess what? I don't think it's getting a PS5 version, by the way. But
what?
This can definitely be done. And it has been done very well in the past. And RTS lovers alike are rejoicing right now. Because not only is it happening, but it seemingly was done very well. So, he was excited.
Oh, I'm fucking ecstatic. I love it. I fucking love it. I used to play the Command and Conquers on the 360. Supreme Commander.
Yeah.
Love RTS on PC. I was playing Dawn of War, Starcraft. Jesus Christ. Starcraft. There was one of those Total Annihilation Kingdoms. Total Kingdoms. That was fucking awesome. There were so many RTSs that I used to play back in the day. And then when with Halo Wars 1 and 2. So yeah, I love. That's the one thing that in console gaming that I missed from the 360, and that's why the 360, because it was variety, and that's what everyone loved about that generation. It was the 7th generation with the PS3 and the 360 is the variety of games. And it's like Xbox kind of got away with that a little bit with last generation, and now we're seeing it this generation with all these just wild games. We're getting these like games like Hi-Fi Rush, Pentiment, and all that. Now we're seeing Age of Empires 2 coming to console. We're getting that variety again, and that's where, and especially with a streaming service as like Game Pass, that's even more viable for gamers, because now it's like, holy shit, if it's something I would never pick up, I'm already paying for the service. Let me try this game out, and you could fall in love with it and be like, holy shit, I love this. Well, Age of Empires 4 is coming out sometime this year. Rumored, I think what they said, fall.
Yeah.
So it could be August, September. And that's the more modern of the Age of Empires. So that UI is probably even better
Age of Empires 4 is a lot more simple, like
Yeah.
compared to 2. So it's
So
probably
it's-
going to be easier to play for a
so
console.
people are
Yeah.
like, okay, you know, if you liked it, but you know, some things are a little too advanced, Age of Empire 4 could be
Yeah.
just that game for you. You know, this is like a snippet, little taste. I like it, but let me wait for 4, and then 4 could be that game. Like, holy shit, you know, because like some people, they can't run. Like me, I can run Age of Empires with my PC. I'm the
I was going to
lowest
hope so
setting.
because it's a fucking 25-year-old game.
No, Age of Empires 4.
Oh,
Yeah, I can run 2, no problem. 2, I can run it on max settings. It's fucking phenomenal. But 4, I have to have it on the lower settings because it's DX12. So I think I'm on DX11. But anyways, yeah. So for me, I couldn't really get into it because it was a little it wasn't smooth. So once it comes out the console, it's going to be, I can really put some time into it. And hopefully by then, Starfield came out a couple months, many months prior to this, but it's gonna be, dude, it's gonna be nuts, man. The amount of games are coming out pre-June, pre-E3, and then what they haven't announced yet for E3, the next 12 months, if they're still gonna go with that fucking formula. I don't know if they should, but because me personally, if you go by what's coming out in 12 months and it doesn't hit, yeah, you're fucking putting yourself in the corner once again. So I think they need to rethink how they should do that. You know, like if they know exactly 100%, like let's say Hellblade 2 coming out this fall, those come out, like say that these games are coming out, but further down the road, let's kind of hold off, and these are coming out in a few, you know, within a couple years, something. God damn it.
Yeah.
So back to Age of Empires.
Sorry, I get on a fucking rant. I can't fucking shut the fuck up.
So Fuzz, are you a big RTS guy? I don't see. I didn't ever hear you talking about.
I'm kind of
it a
into
lot.
RTSs, but it's one of those, like the RTSs I've played in the past are not like a first party type of game. Like the main ones that I enjoyed were like Homeworld, Homeworld 1 and 2, and there's, I think 3 is out on PC now. Haven't picked it up, but that was like big for me back in my early days of PC gaming. And then I believe the other one was called Total Annihilation.
Yes.
That one where it had like, you could turn a
Spacey
moon
stuff.
you could turn a moon into basically an attack bomb by putting rockets on it and aiming it at your enemy's planet, type of deal. That game was like the peak for RTS games for me. I played, what was it, Riftbreaker, which I think came to Game Pass like a few months ago or something like that. That one was pretty cool. But there were certain things I was trying to do, and I kept on trying to explore further out. And then as soon as I go too far out, they're attacking my base. So it got a little frustrating at points. But that one was still pretty cool overall. But not the biggest RTS gamer, but kind of like them. Willing to try this on console. The biggest thing is, like, even with like first person shooters that are on PC, I still prefer playing with console, which is like totally backwards, even though like mouse aim and all that's a lot better. But no, I'm gonna give this a try. I'm more, excited for the potential with, Age of Empires 4, but I'll give this one a try, and just to kind of see what it's like on console with the controller. And then if it winds up not allowing me to do some of the stuff I want to do, where it's like I got too many troops or something like that within a short period of time, I might hop back over to see what it's like on PC, and just screw around with it. But RTSs are fun, just not my biggest gaming pleasure, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Gaming pleasure.
admittedly was never a big Age of Empires guy. Like I played it. I love RTS, but back in the day, I always played Command and Conquer and like Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle Earth and some StarCraft a little bit. A little bit of Warcraft.
Age of Mythology is another phenomenal game.
Yeah, and they're coming out.
They're all on the same engine, pretty much.
And they're coming out with Age of Mythology too.
Yeah.
And I can assume we'll get that on console eventually as well. Hopefully this time at
day
launch.
one.
Sooner.
Yeah, hopefully at launch. Right?
Fucking day one. Come on.
I do like have to still. I am excited, but I have to say, like, you know, you've again we've said this numerous times in the past. You know, you should when you started putting all your console games onto PC, right? Everybody was like, okay, we're cool with that. Whatever, you know. Like it takes extra work and everything to get those games out, right? It's instead of just focusing on one platform. When PC-oriented games get made by Microsoft, they need to have the same attention come out on console day one, right? I just think that would be fair, right? Because
I would have. It's like a toss-up for me because like part of me is like no because they haven't done it before, but part of me is like yes they're going to do it day one because they're doing Age 2 and Age 4 now, so they're going to have that control format and all the layouts already done.
Build up the hype and build up the excitement. And how much even more excitement would this be for Age 4 coming out later this year if it was its initial launch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it was on console and PC day one. Like Age 4 is going to be huge on console this year, I think. For RTS, as big as it can be on console, but I think Game Pass invites new players, and you're trying to cultivate an audience for a genre, right? Because if you do, that's a whole other type of player that is interested in your games, right? You got other companies doing more RTS and strategy games on consoles now. Like, there's some publishers that pretty much that's all they make, and they always do day one on consoles, or they come out with them on consoles later as well. Later we're getting another is it Age of Mythology or Age of Wonders? I forget which one.
Age of Wonders.
Age of Wonders is coming.
Yeah.
Right? So that's coming to Game Pass, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, presumably Game Pass because Paradox usually puts all their games in there, but they haven't said it yet.
Isn't Aura? Sorry to interrupt. Aura the same is a RTS as well?
That's an RTS.
That's coming in Game Pass.
Oh yeah. Only announced for PC so far.
Oh, oops! Did I spoil something? Oops. Never mind.
No.
Never mind.
No, I don't think. And nobody knows. Like, yeah, we don't have any information on it coming to console.
No. Well, there were some insider news bulletins. So.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, interesting. All right. Well, I don't know, man.
I'm excited for Age 2 because, like, I think Age 2 is like the best RTS ever. Like that's like the only one I really played. I still go back to it today. Like even like the spin-off games that were made in the Age of Empires 2 engine, Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds, it's a little rough now, but like it's still a great game. And then there was also Star Trek Armada, which was another RTS, all made within the Age of Empires 2 game engine. It's pretty much Age of Empires 2, but just reskinned with different universes. So like
yeah, that's neat.
Yeah. I mean, but they were made by different people, I think, back then. But they just copied that engine and just changed skins and stuff. But like those games are amazing.
Oh, I think a lot of RTSs use that Age of Empire 2 engine to make their pretty much their own game. It's just reskinned.
Yeah, and when Age 4 hit, I played it on PC. I loved it, but I just don't like playing games on PC for whatever reason. I don't know why. But
it's your PC, that's why.
It was a great game. So I'm super pumped that Age 2 is happening now, and then later we get Age 4.
This is awesome. Like this is just fucking crazy to me because I remember it being like a fucking 4-year-old laying down on the carpet with my dad's like gateway laptop, just fucking playing Age of Empires.
Yeah,
so this is just fucking mind blowing to me. Like we're talking about
Jasper was
fucking
2.
20 years later.
I'm like, I was fucking 12 or 14 years old.
I'm pumped though, man. RTSs, dude, this generation,
they're just fun. They're like those games that you can just fucking just veg out and fucking play. You can either play strategically if you're playing with against other people's, and if you're doing the campaign, you can just laid back and just kind of do your thing. You don't have to fucking get all sweaty with it.
I like playing co-op or against the computer and stuff a lot, like skirmishes and stuff like that on RTS
like,
games.
Now my biggest mistake is I played StarCraft 2 with people over in Korea, and that was the worst fucking mistake.
Yeah.
Because
when you were in Korea, you were like,
no,
online. Okay.
Online.
Right.
I think they were Koreans. I don't know. They could have been just, but it was like the Asian market.
You're just assuming they're Korean.
Well, I mean, because it's very, 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 very popular.
Yeah, I know it is.
So, yeah, man, I was fucking ambushed real fucking quick, and I'm like, okay. Because they were the alien race, the not Prometheans.
Zerg.
The Zerg, no, not Zerg were the alien, the bugs, the alien race. Because there was the humans, the space.
Oh yeah.
Space Marines, the alien.
What the fuck are they called?
And then I thought it was started with P, like something. Anyways, Protoss. Yeah,
Protoss.
There you go. Yeah. Protoss. Yeah. Those motherfuckers, that's like the fucking the race to use. Like, I guess you can get a large wave really quick and just fucking destroy your shit. And it's like, God, son of a bitch. So,
in other news,
RTS, yes,
yeah. Also, Company Heroes 3 is coming as well, which was when I was calling for Age 4 to be announced for console, when we were bitching about that all the time on this channel. I also kept mentioning, and you get smoked too, Sega, for not announcing Company Heroes 3. And then just like that, within a couple months, Age 4 got announced, and then Company Heroes 3 both got announced as well. So this is going to be a fantastic year. Guys, MLB The Show's coming back to Game Pass, as we had assumed. It is going to be a pretty damn big March for Game Pass right now, because they got Wolong Fallen Dynasty, they got MLB The Show 23,
Starfield.
This is just
Starfield.
Is there an Xbox One version and a PS4 version of this MLB?
No,
I think,
or is this just next gen game now?
Oh no.
Sports games usually they hold on longer than most.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I wonder if we're going to be getting the last gen version like they usually do.
No, last year we got the Series X version.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've always gotten the Series X version.
Yeah, we got both.
Yeah,
in Game Pass.
That was NBA 2K that used to do that, but they switched. Yeah. So yeah, we're getting the whole shebang, again in Game Pass, and while PlayStation players unfortunately will apparently have to pay $70 again for their Sony made game or Game Pass.
Tell me
players.
It's not in PS Plus Ultimate.
Oh man,
Gold.
I wonder if this is still like a deal that like Xbox signed a multi-year deal with MLB with, and like Sony just doesn't want to pony it up, or it's an exclusive subscription pass deal. You know what I mean?
That would be fucking hilarious if they wrote a clause in their contract that it's only allowed into Game Pass with the MLB, and that's the only subscription service that MLB could be in. That would be hilarious. A Sony-owned first-party title can't even be in their own.
Oh, does Sony get any of that money?
I'm sure.
I'm sure they get a piece of the pie.
Yeah,
I was going to say, because like that's just Sony double dipping at that point. Sony's not losing anything there. They're getting, it's a win-win for them. They get more players, more microtransactions.
They love selling their games. They don't want it in any subscription service. Why give it into a sub-service when you can sell your fan base $70 games? So they love that shit, and it's just funny to see MLB coming, because we were talking about this a couple months ago, like MLB will probably be coming on the Game Pass, because we were debating when it will be, like, will it be first week of April, last week of March, and here it is, March 28th. Pre-orders go live February 6th. So if you still want to pre-order it, you can pre-order PS5, Xbox, but it's day one Game Pass on March 28th. This year, and they just announced their cover. It's Jazz. I don't know I forget. I can't pronounce his last name, so I'm not gonna freaking murder it. But it's Jazz from the Miami Marlins.
Yeah.
Is on the cover this year, and yeah, it looks like it's different. They kind of
Chisholm.
I wonder.
Jazz Chisholm.
No, it's CHISH.
Chisholm. Chisholm.
Chisholm. Oh, okay.
We'll get it one day.
It seems there's like Holmes at the end, so it's Junior.
Anyways, it looks like Chisholm to me. CHISHOLM. I've seen that.
Yeah.
That's Chisholm. Yeah.
Jazz Chisholm Jr.
Yeah. Jazz Chisholm Jr. Yep.
Okay. So yeah, I wonder what's new with this year's MLB. We'll see what cards they're going to introduce.
New outfits updates. That's about it.
No, based on that cover announce video, maybe they do like the special effects kind of like Unbound, Need for Speed Unbound.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, it would be kind of cool. I mean, as long as you can turn it off if you don't want it. But yeah, that might be something for them to give a try, spice things up.
Yeah, a little bit different. It just they focused like the cards. They try to change up like the multiplayer a little bit, but it's still not. I think it was just 2-player co-op, and that was it. There wasn't anything. The only 8-player co-op was Horam Derby. And it's like we can't get a team out. We can't have a team.
It's like a PlayStation multiplayer game, not an Xbox multiplayer.
I know. That's what I keep forgetting. I'm on Xbox. They focus on multiplayer. Sony likes the first player, and they don't have the strong multiplayer aspect on PlayStation. So on the PlayStation Network. So I gotta work my brain saying, "Oh yeah, this is a PlayStation Studio game." It's not gonna emphasize on multiplayer, but hopefully they change that this time around.
Yeah,
because that would be freaking phenomenal.
I mean, I think it's just like they probably do that because it's more like engagement with 2v2. Like, whereas like if you had 8 people, like someone's gonna be playing right field or not doing anything for 45 minutes. So it's like,
well,
where if you got 2 players, like you're both batting and pitching all the time, you know?
Yeah, I guess it's fun when you're up to bat, but I don't know, maybe 4v4 if they want to do that. Pitcher
4v4 would probably make sense because that way, if you have base runners, person at the plate, the pitcher, the catcher, whoever's on any of the bases, and maybe somebody switchable for the outfield or something like that. But
yeah,
a multiplayer thing, like almost like what you can do with like Madden or 2K. If they could get to that point, then this would be the perfect baseball game. But it's up there. It's always been a awesome baseball title.
It's been the best baseball game for like 15 years at least now, maybe 20. So until there's competition for it at some point, it's the best baseball game out there.
Did.
RIB?
No.
Well, 2K
RBI.
RBI. That's what it is.
2K used to compete with them, but and I actually like those games, but they weren't as good as the show, right?
No. Even 2K tried for a while there. Like 2K wasn't horrible, but they weren't.
I like
on the level.
I liked the
show.
pitching in the 2K games. And I also liked the online quite a bit. I liked the online franchise mode and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that's where they had their advantages. The show was a better single player experience and like playing with friends on the couch and stuff. And it had the better like dynasty, like my team mode, like my player mode, and all that kind of stuff. Road to the Show has been the star of that game for a long time. So
that's a fact. That's definitely
2K.
And Diamond Dynasty is not bad either. Their version of like Ultimate Team, My Team, whatever. Like it's a little bit more fair than
Mario Baseball.
God damn it, Jasper!
There was like that Super Mega League Baseball or whatever. That game's actually really good. If they had if there was ever another team that had I would want to give a chance to like make a full-fledged simulation baseball game, it would be them. Because
it was just what the visuals were. It was more like animated or like,
but
cartoony or exaggerated.
The game plays amazing when you're playing it. It just looks weird, right? Because they went with that style because they can't use the real teams and players and stuff, right? So,
yeah.
Well, at some point,
to that 2K licensed NFL thing that was going to be like the quarterback.
Yeah, we're supposed to be getting that. So, right, Fuzz? Like they announced that they were working on a arcade style football game from 2K, that they got the rights to do that. But we haven't heard anything about that. It's been like a couple years.
I'm still waiting on fucking NCAA football.
Maybe this E3.
Maybe this E3. Maybe this one we'll see it.
XFL.
No, they got the NFL. They got the NFL license to do arcade games. So like the NFL license has changed to where EA has the exclusivity on simulation NFL games. So 2K announced that they're going to be working on an NFL arcade
there's that
style
VR
game.
Like
there's that
NFL
VR
Blitz.
NFL game coming out too.
Yeah.
So like a NFL Blitz style NFL game.
That's what I'm hoping, man. Like something like that. I mean, I miss games like that. Midway
NFL Street was fucking amazing.
NFL Street was good. NFL Blitz. Midway was really great back in the day because they had all of those, like NBA Jam and NFL Blitz. They had great. They had a good hockey one too. I don't remember the name of it. But yeah, they were amazing with those games. I when Midway shut down, that was a big thing that was missed. Well, nobody took up that mantle really. EA tried to, but they didn't really do it successfully.
No, like Midway Chicago was absorbed into another realm. So they're making Mortal Kombat, so they stepped away from the sport side of they're fun, like Gauntlet, Midway games from when they made Gauntlet and stuff. Those games are that's when like Matt Boone, when he kind of announced Ed Boone. Jesus, I'm thinking of Matt Booty, Ed Boone. So Ed Boone, when he announced a new game, I was like, oh, let it be fucking Gauntlet. Because we haven't had a Gauntlet. Because they used to bring those out like every year, kind of like Call of Duty. But they kind of just died out. People are like, we don't want. It's kind of like the Dynasty Warrior stuff. How often there were so many of them. It's like, all right, let's give this franchise a break. Now it would be fun. It's just a 4-player co-op hack and slash. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. Another realm. Come on, Ed Boone. Deliver. I know he listens too. So I don't know.
So supposedly that Coalition new IP, I guess according to Jeff Grubbs, it might be coming in 2024.
I mean, they seems about right because
and Hellblade 2 this year maybe, so it could be on track. He said that as well.
Yeah, because we were
going to be a stack year.
Yeah, because we were thinking with Hellblade, because we were like, Avowed or Hellblade 2 will be the second half of 2023. We didn't know which one, and then with how Avowed is kind of when they switched to UE5, and hearing that it might need another year or so, so 2024, late 2024 for Avowed. So Hellblade 2 could be more ready to go, and then that could get maybe a November release, maybe. But
yeah, maybe.
Now the Coalition IP, I think Fuzzy, because we both heard that they were working on something, because they announced something. Was it 2020 when they announced at the Game Stack?
They announced something in 2020, and I think they had that demo. I want to say the demo was also in 2020, or maybe it was 2021. But they've been working on something. I want to say ever since Hive Busters was wrapped up and stuff.
Yes.
So it's been some time, and I know they were on like UE 4.78 or whatever it was before 5 was officially released, or being about to be released, and then they were doing a transition, and then that's when they announced they're going to have something like their own, like either a new IP or something in-house type of thing that wasn't the whole Matrix deal. And then Gear 6 was going to be a few years later. Like, don't expect it, anytime soon. And I always assumed that was like, all right, so Gear 6 26, 2026 kind of thing.
That was reasonable.
And I would have figured that this new thing would be, I would say 2024, 2025, but considering how long ago Hive Busters was, 2024 is like their normal cadence time frame to release something. So
yeah, because it was rumored that because when their announcement, it was also rumored that it was a smaller title, a smaller IP, a passion project for one of the best Unreal Engine game developers out there. So to see them really, I think they could really turn out a game in 3-4 years easily than somebody else that hasn't been really working with Unreal Engine as long as, I mean, the Coalition's been working on, because a lot of the developers from the Coalition were from Epic, because they stayed on, and Black Tusk and then the Coalition, and so there's a lot of history there with Unreal Engine, so they can easily turn out a game in that 3-4 years time span, depending on how long this has been working behind the scenes. Watch, it's been working since 2018 or some shit. That's kind of been the news, like 2017, 2018. It's kind of about when these games.
I will say though, the Microsoft's like, they keep like renting out fucking Coalition everyone that needs help. They're like, yo, you got an Unreal game and you can't figure it out. They just rent out fucking Coalition everyone. So like, I wonder how split Coalition like is at the point. Like,
well, yeah, because because I've read up the people that they do send out. It's just a couple key members in the team. It's not like like 20 of them. It's like 3-4. They're just there to help them with encoding or how to use either the GI or the nanites and everything that it's within the new tools with UE5. So I definitely see them probably, because there have been rumors that it was a Star Wars game, and rumored that either a Mandalorian game, or there was, I don't know how true this one is, but a Marvel game. We were speculating maybe Doctor Strange, Punisher, but we'll see. But that one could be somewhere else in house with the Marvel game. So I think they just kind of stuck Coalition in that with like, oh, there's a new IP. So
yeah, Roundhouse has been teased at potentially doing that. Who knows exactly? That would be more. I would, if I was to guess, I would guess one of Bethesda's studios, because they're the ones that have done the license deals so far. You know what I mean? As opposed to like Xbox, where although Xbox did do the Pirates of the Caribbean Sea of Thieves content, that was a little out of character for Xbox, right?
Yes.
Because that was a big, took a lot of work for them to do that, right? So maybe that kind of started this thing where Xbox is going to start doing more licensed things. So we'll see. And we know that, they're handing Marvel licenses out like candy right now. Star Wars too. Like, hey, who wants to make a Star Wars game? Who wants to make a Marvel game? I'm still playing the shit out of Midnight Suns right now, and I'm loving it. And that's made by 2K and Firaxis, right? Like, holy shit. Like, really? I get to play a Marvel game made by Firaxis and published by 2K? Let's go. I am 100% on that. Who knows what else we're going to get this generation. I love it, man. It reminds me of the way they're treating licenses right now. Reminds me of the way they used to do it back in the day, except the games are actually good this time. Where back in the day, we got tons of licensed games, but they were like usually like rushed games out to meet the deadline of a movie release, and they all sucked.
Star Wars games were usually pretty good though.
The Star Wars games were pretty good. Yeah, the Star Wars games was, but those were not meeting deadlines for movies. Usually, those were just regular releases,
stuff,
right?
Yeah.
But there was so many of those licensed games back in the day that it was like, oh my god. Y'all remember the live action looking Street Fighter that came out? Where it actually had like real looking people. There's a Street Fighter game that was modeled after the movie with the characters.
Oh.
It was absolutely horrible. It was so bad. Yeah, it was really bad. I think it was like 3D too. I could be wrong on that. I don't remember.
Oh, you sure about that, Harry? Did you see that?
Wait, what happened?
Yeah, Harry has teased us in the chat before about other false news, so I don't know if this is legit or not.
Damn you, Harry!
So we'll wait on correspondence on that first, or correlation.
Coming from Wario 64, it's what it says.
It's
Sony's
coming from
forecast,
Wario. Okay,
yep.
Wow.
Sony's forecast for a quarter from 2 million to 1 million units. Plans to ship 1.5 between April and March.
I wonder if that's going to cut the forecast and how many games they're going to be making for the VR if they realize that there's not as much interest. What did we say that it was niche?
Oh, it's very niche.
And you got to buy a console to buy buy an expensive console to buy an expensive VR device. Now
$600 fucking dollars. I'm sorry.
Props to whoever wants one, and I'm sure it's going to be a badass device. I'm just saying, like,
oh yeah,
the chances of mass success of this thing, I think, were always extremely low.
Yeah, they were.
Like this is a Bloomberg report, is where you got this from.
Because they were sitting there saying that it was 5 million. They want fucking 5. It was going to have 5 million. Fuck, they're going to sell 5 million in the first whatever, and then that got cut. And then it looks like it got cut again.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
but that's just crazy. You know, it's and then I was arguing with somebody, and I forget whose podcast chat that they were. Oh, it was Living Split Screen on Saturday. I was sitting there. I forget the gentleman, but he was saying that all PSVR 1 games are going to get a remake for free for the PSVR 2, and I'm like, when the fuck was that announced? Like, I did not hear anything of any. The only thing I heard about PSVR 1 games that they were not Ford capable.
The only ones I could,
at all.
There were some that I could see, like the Fallouts or Dooms, because I think you like some of those. Well, maybe not Fallout and Doom. I know some of the VR games you can still play with like a regular PS4 controller, so like those should be able to just like natively carry over, I would assume. But
no, they said no PSVR 1 games are playable on the PSVR 2. That's from Sony. Yeah. So they were going to remake them or whatever for the PSVR 2 for free. I'm like, Sony doing something, an upgrade for free. I highly doubt that. That's one I knew was bullshit. Yeah. I'm like, free?
What, you didn't think it was BS when they were saying they were going to have Half-Life Alyx? Like, really?
Why? I mean,
Sony get Half-Life Alyx? Yeah,
it's okay. It's $600 console, or $500 consoles, and truthfully, it's $550, but $600 to get the Horizon Mountain Path of the Mountain, I think it is called what it's called. That's $600. You're gonna buy the $600 version of that because you're gonna get that game. Because it's gonna be cheaper than buying it outright. So $600. So you right there's $1,100 just to play PSVR 2. That's a very, very. If you're gonna spend that kind of money to play VR, spend a couple more and get a what is the Meta fucking
Quest? Yeah, but the Meta thing is it's not really like necessarily mainly gaming focused.
Hive. Well, there's the Hive and there's the
Vive, yeah,
the Vive, whatever.
But I mean, again, like if you go with the Vive, well, some of like depending on how into it you want to get with PC, like VR, like some VR headsets, like you don't really need a PC for, but some of them you do. So like if you want to get like the best experience, you have to buy like $1,500 PC and then a potentially $500 VR. So like PlayStation VR 2 is actually a pretty decent deal for a premium VR experience. Like, I mean,
We'll see how premium it is.
I'm sure it's going to be a good device, but the limiting thing is it's not even like usable on the PC very well.
Yeah.
So you're taking like the majority of VR experiences and cutting it off from the device, right? And then even if it is workable on PC later, it's probably not as good on PC as like one of those other devices. So I don't know. I always felt like it just didn't make a whole lot of sense, like financial wise or whatever. Now, if they just really believe in the technology and the future of it, I'm behind a company pushing the tech forward, right?
I mean, anyone that's getting into VR stuff is probably going to do it through the PC anyway. So it's like, no one's going to just like, if I only want to get into VR, I'm going to go get a fucking PlayStation. I just don't see that happen. Like,
right?
Yeah, it's
if you only want to get into VR, you're going to get a Quest 3,
yeah,
or a Quest 2 or something like that.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't necessarily need the PC for it because they can do the self-contained stuff. But you definitely want to have a PC. But it's just, I don't know. I like I've said before, until these things are in the 250 to 300 range, wireless, head tracking built in, forget about it. It's not going to hit mainstream. It's still too high of a price point. The only exception I could see, and I joked about this like 2 years ago, let Nintendo step into this realm, and instead of a Switch 2, they do
they
Switch
did that
VR.
in the 90s with the fucking Virtual Boy, and they're like, we're not doing that
as long as it's not in all red. No, but seriously,
that was horrible.
If Nintendo
I had an instant
were
headache.
to try to do like a Quest 3 level or Quest 2 level type of device, I think they could probably break the barriers much better than Sony did.
But the thing with Nintendo is like it's going to be like the shittiest fucking version, and it's going to give you like 15 frames VR, and everyone's going to play fucking Pokemon in it and love it and get headaches and complain, but they'll be like, it's best VR, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's a steep price if you've never been into VR. If you have to buy
it's
a console,
definitely a tough chew. Like if you've never been into it and you're like on the fence about it.
But
like,
if you had a PSVR 1, then you're going to, those people will more likely come over and get that.
But I'm sure a lot of those people also saw that it wasn't, the VR 1 wasn't worth it. They probably played like one game, is like never touched it again. So they're like, I ain't fucking doing that mistake again.
Well, that's the thing.
The ones that played multiples, and it's like it doesn't carry over. I got to start all over again. What?
Yeah, and that was the biggest thing. It was like if they were allowed to have a forward compatibility for those games, there would be there's a huge library already, and now starting off there's going to be a bigger library, and then if it was compatible onto your PC as well, then people that don't have a PS5 but do have a PC can be like, you know what, I can still play these great games, and then they'll just play them through the PC. And as we saw, Steam, or they go through Epic, they can have the VR store and play those games and have some kind of deal. But they didn't go that route. And
I mean, this is just like the fucking Kinect. Like it's a niche product that's
and it's
gonna die.
And I wish it does well, because like Beat Saber was fun on the PSV 1, but I mean, other than that, there wasn't like my brother has one, and he's like, I'm not buying this until it was a little bit cheaper.
There was one
and there's a game.
There's a game I saw for it that's been out on PC for a couple of years called Pavlov. It's coming to PlayStation VR2. Like it's a shooter game. It looks like kind of like Call of Duty, but like in VR. It's like that looked kind of cool. But
again, and people that have never played VR, well, some people can play VR, and others, no matter how much you want to play, you can't, because you get motion sickness, and it's just one of those things that
it's VR is one of those things where like, before you try it out, like before you buy it, like you want to have a friend that's bought it so you can go try it out and then make your decision yourself. Like no
exactly.
You don't want to spend $600 to try something, right?
Yes, and then find out you can't use it, and then you can't return it, and you're like, oh fuck, it's one of those things. And that's the thing with the VR. You know, like
and you're tethered with a wire too, still with this thing.
This time it's one wire, so that's a praise, a positive.
It still sucks ass having your head connected to a console. You know what I mean?
No, it does, because you can't go too far back, and you're gonna trip over the wire because you're fucking pretty much blinded. So you just gotta.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of gamers that play console, they play on couch setups, and they don't sit very close to the console.
Well, I think this is like a fucking 12-foot cord. So
yeah, but you got a whole 12-foot cord running across the whole damn floor. You know what I mean by that though? Like
25.
So, yeah, and you're gonna stand up a lot, I guess, for some of these games. It's just like, I don't know, like for me, like this setup here, if I was to be trying to experience VR at the fullest, I'd be sitting here in my command center, like with the headset on, right? Like, or like in a space designed specifically for VR. You know, not like in my living room, right, with a cord dangling from my head to the floor, you know, going across, and you got to move the coffee table out of the way, you know, like hey, kids, don't come in here, I might accidentally smack you in the face, okay?
Or make sure you wear your wrist strap so you don't throw your
there's
controller.
just so many like real world life situations that become restrictions. You know, like even when you're a gamer, right? You can tell the difference between like a gamer that is lives alone versus a gamer that lives with a girlfriend or is married or something, right? Because this is a gamer that lives alone. You know, you got both ear cuffs on, right? If you live with a girlfriend or you're with your wife or something or whatever, a partner, you know, you got to have one fucking cuff off of your ear because guess what? If she says something and you don't hear it, you're in trouble. Okay. Especially if it happens more than once. The first time you maybe get a pass, right? The second time, no. So you learn.
Well, I don't think the fucking one ear trick works for you because we could be in party chat with both your fucking ear cuffs on. It's like
she's she's talking.
She's in the chat though. She's learned the best way to talk to me is actually play games with me.
It's like the only way I could talk to my husband.
But it's like party chat. When you're in VR, you're like even more closed off.
Yeah.
Right. So that's my point. You know, like you're closed off. Hey, I'm in a different world for a little while. You know. You can't bother me. I'm in a different world now. So sometimes it's cool. You have that time, whatever. But like, this doesn't work out that way for a lot of people, right? Especially people that can afford this. You know, they're usually adults more, right? Not the younger kids that are, you know, maybe have more of that time and freedom. You know, so anyway,
yeah. But all the PlayStation gamers are multimillionaires. They have $5,000 PCs.
Yeah, you just get an empty spare guest room and you just put a TV and a PlayStation in there, and then you're fine.
There you go.
It's the only furniture in that room.
That's what they do.
What, you don't
Take
have a
one
tiny
of
home
your
in the back
three
of your house,
PS5s
behind your house that's your VR space?
Kate says I'm always in a different world. Love you, baby. I see you.
A whole new world. Oh, sorry.
All right, Aladdin.
I'm not ready for VR just yet. Like
no.
When I looked at PSVR 1, I think Flashpoint, was it Flashpoint? I think that was the space game that was like the only thing that was a draw for me. I mean, yeah, Drive Club VR looked like okay, you know, but at that point I had stopped playing Drive Club, so it's like I'm not spending $400+ to fire up a game I haven't fired up in a year or more, and then for one other game, I'm not doing it. And at least with the starting lineup that they have now, it's going to be the same thing. Now, I will be repossessing my son's Quest 2, so I'll
give him that more.
That. So I'll be playing more than likely. Was it Onward and Geronimo when that one comes out? But yeah, for right now, there really isn't that much. Like I wish. I'm glad I didn't buy them, you know, a Valve thing to be able to do Half-Life Alyx or anything like that. But yeah, that's about the only real game other than the other two I mentioned that's on the radar. And $400 just ain't cutting it for a couple of games for me right now.
Yeah, that's why Microsoft has not gone into VR until it gets. You will see VR on Xbox when VR takes off. Be like not.
But
Just
I don't think they'll
games.
even have their own device. They'll just put Xbox
No,
games on, exactly what they do now. Like,
they'll put on like, whatever the Quest or the Valve. There'll be like some kind of deal worked out with Valve that they'll have the Steam library in the Game Pass or something, or onto the Xbox, and then you can play those VR games. And there you go. You have VR on Xbox. That's not through Microsoft. It's through Steam, but you can use your console as a device because it's powerful enough to do it. I don't know. I'm a rare form tonight.
DRAWNTJ hit us with a $2 super chat. Appreciate the support as always. DRAWNTJ says, everyone please hit the like button. If you do like the content, hit the like button, share this out, subscribe to the channel, all that kind of stuff. Kate said, don't ask me about the, what did she say? Oh, expired Coke. All right. Yeah, nobody asked me about that.
Did you go to like fucking the corner store and they're like,
I thought most people used it before it expired. I didn't even know like Coke could expire. But
so like, hear me out. Right?
Was it a metal can?
The closest.
Oh, you're talking about the drink. I got you now.
I didn't know where you're going with that. Okay. So there's a little shithole place down the street from us, and it has new owners. It used to be a bait shop that was also a gas station, but it was like the one in town that like looked like it was from the 50s. Then like it just got ran down, right, or whatever. And so new people bought it. It closed down for months, and they kind of renovated it, whatever. It's still not that great, but now it's just more of a regular gas station. There's still a little bait shop section in there, but Kate doesn't want me to go in there to get stuff because she doesn't trust that anything is clean in there and stuff, So I'm like, but I like to stop in there because it's like quick and easy. It's the fastest. Nobody's ever in there. I don't know how they're open. There's like never anybody in there.
Well, because when you use your credit card machine, they have a little credit card
skimmer on it.
So they got a skimmer. They're using your credit card. And
no. I check. I check for the skimmers. I'm familiar with the skimmers.
Cash,
I check for the skimmers. So I go there because it's easier, quicker, and like sometimes I get like a couple cigars or something, and it's just like, hey, just want to pop in and out, right? So last night I was gonna go do that, and she was like, hey, will you get me a bottle of Coke? I'm like, okay, cool. And I was like, yeah, I got her one and I wanted to get my daughter one. So I went there, and she's like, are you going to that place though? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, I don't trust their Coke. I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, I don't trust the. She said, are the fridges at least new? Because she's been in there before when it was a complete shithole, And I was like, yeah, I think they got new fridges and stuff. So she's like, okay. She let me go there to get the Cokes. I come home, I get her Coke and my daughter a Coke. I put them on the counter, and she looks at it, and like within 2 seconds, she calls me an idiot. And I was like, what did I do? What? And she was like, this label is from like the World Cup or something. And or it was like before
2004 Athens
or whatever it was, even before the World Cup. And she was like, this expired like a couple months ago. What the hell? Like, I'm like, oh my God. It's like, even though it's a thing, really. It's like, it is what it is. So she wouldn't drink the Coke. So I offered to go back, but no, instead she's just mad at me. Because I'm the idiot that went to the shitty place and I brought her home an expired Coke. Well,
that's why you just go and do it. Don't ask her. She's gonna tell you no. Yeah. You just do it, and then you put it there, and then she'll be like, "No, I don't want it."
Or you could have just listened to her in the first place and not gone to the shitty whole place because she knew that the stuff there was bad.
I mean, this shit happens. Like I remember when I first moved to this little town where I grew up. And they had a vending machine. That motherfucker, these pops tasted like the aluminum they were in. I opened it up and I was like, okay, no, this is not good. I was getting yelled at by by pops, and I was like, fine, you take a fucking sip, and he did, and he was like, all right, fuck this shit. So he went and got me a new Coke.
Right on.
No, I've learned about expiration dates on sodas after like the big grocery stores. You know how they have them all lined up on a rack.
Yeah,
I'm that knucklehead that's reaching for the ones in the back because I know they put the ones with a better date back there.
Yeah,
but
they fill them up from the back usually too at the grocery store.
Yeah, that's.
But it was just one of those weird things where I bought one of those, drank it, and I'm like, is there something with the ice? Do we not have like baking soda in the freezer or something? Something's up. I'm like, no, it's not the ice. I had just without ice. It was still tasting kind of like weird. Like it tastes like Tab instead of Coca-Cola. I'm like, I go look at the bottle. It was like it expired like it was like a month like 2 months ago or something like that. Kind of the same deal. And I'm like, all right. Yeah. I know never to pick the stuff off the front of the shelf.
Yeah, and the thing is, that shit has a long shelf life.
Mm-hmm.
So if the date's passed, that's just been there for a long time, right?
Yeah.
So I don't even usually think about it when I'm getting soda, but I should have thought about it because nobody's ever in this place, so nobody ever buys the Coke, right?
Exactly, Decado.
Yeah, it was stocked when they reopened.
Probably was. You're probably not lying there. You know what I mean? So anyway, DRAWNTJ with another $2 super chat says LOL. A bunch of laughing emojis. Thanks, DRAWNTJ. Appreciate you again. Geez, now I'm like all sidetracked. Oh yeah, so shout out to Cold Eastwood. Good. Sorry guys, still sick. My bad. Friend of the show, and he's now on the June train, it seems like, for Starfield. Somebody take over. Holy shit.
He's a Juner. That's what
he's a June. Those goddamn Juners.
Not one of us marchers. Not like us.
I mean,
no, but
I've always kind of fell in the window between March and June. Like I could see March, but I could also see where like it's maybe not in March. So like I don't know. He's moved it up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, like for me in the very beginning, I was more possibly being delayed to September. And then Pong and Steel, they kind of got me back into like they made good points like that it could come in March. And I was like, and they made their case. I'm like, oh, okay. And then Boom Show, where the whole significance with NASA and the Wright brothers, and I was like, oh, now that kind of aligns with Todd Howard's number things, but then like I was also like, well, like there was like certain times where wherever Redfall was lined up at, it's going to be either a month before or after of Redfall. That's where I could see possibly with Starfield, and then Forza, if it needs a little bit more time, it could be that game that seeing how crazy it's going to look and it needs a little bit time to cook. If that gets pushed instead of Starfield, people are going to be okay. That's not bad. We're getting Starfield.
I think I might be on the April train just because like
April could be.
Bethesda has nothing in April, whereas like every other month they kind of have something up until June.
There's nothing in April besides Minecraft Legends.
I think where this came from is Grubb said he said he thinks it's coming in June. So then after that, Colt changed his tune, but not 100% committal on their show today. But it seems like he's even going full bore committal now on Twitter because Tim Dog was like, how insane it is that Xbox is getting the show again and Game Pass this year. Every month is jam-packed from start to finish, it seems. The reason I'm calling out Cold is just because we're having fun on the chats and stuff. And, they were calling us marchers, us cultists, right? We're a cult. Pong is supposedly the leader of the cult, and And
Yes.
Steel Rain is the Nostradamus of the cult who predicted the future. So we're all marchers, right? Now I'll say that we're not all 100% confident in March itself, but we're all been on the train that it's going to come out before like the first half, within the first half. We've been confident in that, and we picked a fun date within that we felt like it would fit within their timeline. But anyway, whether it's April, May, June, March, whatever, fits in line with where I think that we kind of assumed they would be, right? Any of those 4 months right there. January, Colt put, hi, baby.
I was just going to say that at the end of the day, it's kind of like most of what this is like just us kind of in the Xbox community, just like poking fun at each other, just being like, that's kind of where it's mostly down to, is like,
for sure. We're just having fun with it. Colt put, Tim Dog had put on Twitter, how insane is it that Xbox is getting the show again in Game Pass this year? Every month is jam-packed from start to finish, it seems, at 100%. January, Hi-Fi, Age of Empires 2. February, Atomic Heart. March, Wolong. April, MLB 23 and Minecraft Legends. May, Redfall, and then Colt put June, Starfield. And that's a hell of a first half right there.
I think June's also when that ESO content drops.
Yeah,
so it's like
ESO in June. I still think Forza is targeting June, but it all depends on if they meet their milestones. If it slips, then it gets pushed to, let's say, September, October, or whatever. But I think if everything that they're looking to finish by the end of February hits on time, they'll go gold by, let's say, mid-April, and then they'll be ready for June, where whatever the event, whether they call it E3 or Direct at E3 or Developer Direct across the street from E3, that's when they'll reveal the cover car and then be like, hey, next week it'll be on Game Pass, or at that point we'll already see like a preload, and it just won't have a picture kind of thing where you could pre-order it or preload it type of deal. But I'm still on the 32323. Until we pass until we get to the Super Bowl, and if there's no commercial and there was no developer direct in between then and the Super Bowl, then the 323 is a bust. But if we get a developer direct before the Super Bowl, or we get the Super Bowl commercial,
I feel like if there was going to be a developer direct before the Super Bowl, we would know about it by now, or a deep dive.
I think we get it tomorrow, or maybe they talk about it tomorrow, or tomorrow's probably last day, because it was supposed to be like 2 weeks after that event, which was like the 8th of February or whatever, right? So like we're running out of time for them to actually announce that. Yeah.
What?
So the no later.
There was rumors of a second event after the Xbox Direct 2 weeks after, but
we're what? It's only been what, a week? Not a week yet. Not yet.
Yeah, but I mean, I'd still feel like they would have announced it, or like tomorrow's probably the last day that if they do announce it. Like we're running out of time for them to actually start hyping that up.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they're going to want to let us know a week before the event, to have the event that would be quote unquote the 2 weeks after the previous one. So it's a tight timeline, but if we get an announcement, a deep dive, then I think the 323 is, I won't say
it would be the
solid,
most fun date for me, like that would like kick off like just an insane few months, right? Like that would be amazing. But whether it's March, April, May, or June, I think that's a success for them to hit those, right? I've never been on board with this whole September, October, November nonsense. Everybody's been out there setting everybody up for disappointment, just to say, hey, it's not bad when it happens, because you're setting the stage, right? You're setting the stage now so they can say, oh, well, we said this was going to happen, right? Xbox told us at E3 last year, right? Within 12 months. At the couple weeks back, like less than a month ago, they updated the Bethesda website and reaffirmed first half of this year. That was the first time that language was used, first half of 2023. Before, it was within the next 12 months. They reassured first half of 2023 as well on the Bethesda website. So if all the reasons, to me, everybody's been pointing to the fall holiday stuff, would have been reasons that Microsoft would have already been aware of when they already announced the dates before, when they announced the timeline. So something at that point would have had to have changed their mind, right? One, either the game's broken, right? Because if it's just a few bugs here and there, it's not worth 3 months more delay. It's not worth missing your deadline there. So either the game has a critical issue, right? Which we've heard nothing about. In fact, people are playtesting the game all the way through, right? So that's not an issue, right? 2, a holiday game got knocked out of the lineup and they're desperate for a holiday title, right? That would have been the only thing I could have foreseen that would have changed their mind if they had planned on Hellblade 2 and it wasn't ready. Maybe at that point they're like, well, let's spread it out a little bit at that point, right? But that's the only thing I could have foreseen. But then at that point, that's still a bullshit thing to do. You don't make people wait even longer in games that were supposed to be out last year because you have another delay in another game. I say stick to your guns, and that feel like they would be taking an L if they didn't, right? So that's why we've all been on the first half train. Literally, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Nothing from Microsoft, nothing from Bethesda. Nothing.
There was that rumored Bethesda event early March for the press. So like I'm thinking like if that's true, what they're doing there is they're just gonna give press. They're saying it's a Redfall like event or whatever for Bethesda, but I would assume they're gonna announce Redfall. Yeah. I'm assuming they're gonna have a Starfield presence there and they're gonna let the media write some articles, and then like the next day or two they'll be like, here's the Starfield deep dive. So the media already has their shit written so they can put it out the same day.
Correct.
More
they don't
going.
Fall into like the hi-fi rush where it just shadow dropped and it was like it caught everybody off guard. I mean, there's still, I think there's like 5, 6 critics still haven't finished their writings yet, and it's right now sitting on an 89. So they don't want that, because Starfield's one of those games you don't want to piss off the critics by doing that, but having a deep dive, having an experience, having them have a hands-on with it if they do a media day for a Redfall deep dive. I definitely see them kind of just like doing that March for them so they can write the articles, and then April, if it's not going to release in March, then have a later April date, because I think the April 12th is the 12th for
I think it's Dead
Minecraft?
Island's the only thing that comes out. Oh, April 12th is Minecraft.
Yeah, so if you have like a week or two after that,
but I would say Microsoft and Bethesda, they probably aren't. They don't give a shit.
Well, and plus, it's Minecraft is not that game that it needs to.
That's one it can go up against, because it's also a multiplat too. So it's like
that fan base is they love Minecraft. They're gonna play it regardless. You're not gonna get new people on your console because of Minecraft Legends, because it's multiplat. So if they're gonna play it, if they don't want to play it, if they're not on Xbox,
Xbox doesn't care about selling consoles as much as they just care about people joining the ecosystem and signing up to Game Pass. So like, it could bring more players to Game Pass.
Minecraft and Starfield are like two completely different audiences. You can launch those like a day after each other.
Exactly, and that's what I was trying to get at. It was that Minecraft, you can launch it close together in a close window, and it's not going to hurt Minecraft. So and having that in an April date, because March, because also don't forget March is Ghostwire Tokyo. The March 25th is the day that they can actually announce, kind of like
April's the only thing that Bethesda doesn't have anything coming out. It's March is Ghostwire, and then May is Redfall, and then June is ESO. So like
so April would be like that date where, and also I think April is something with NASA. I forget what the NASA
Space Month or whatever.
Space Month, so that'd be that also right there kind of fits it. So Just keep out March, April. We'll see a window. So we'll see, because then the media will have time to hands-on write up articles, and then boom, have the game announcement. If there's a Super Bowl commercial, then have the deep dive.
I would say they probably let the press write their stuff. Then the next day they do the deep dive. So
yeah,
press can write stuff about the game. They'll show like the press the deep dive like a day early, and then like show the public it, so the press can write their stuff and then explain the deep dive more.
Yeah, and so when it does go live for the public, they can have, hey, guess what? This is what's, hopefully no one spoils it at, they go early, but we'll get those but that'd be phenomenal to have that in March, and then a release date in April, whatever. And then, because don't forget, this is coming out 11/11/22. So if they did have collector's edition of consoles, merchandise for the game, and like Frontier special edition for my Starcraft, Starfield, that shit's already there. If they were ready, if they were going to start ramping up merchandise and to do this whole big kick, so if they already started doing that, they got stuff there. They just got to change maybe the date on some of the pamphlets and whatnot. But if you're there, you start and how we're going into February here in a week, so that's still 2 months, and that's like time. If you're gonna have a Super Bowl commercial, you start fucking marketing. That was the thing, because that was what Colton Gaz was saying. They need at least 2 months to have marketing. I mean, so there you go.
I could see
March,
like
April.
If they do a trailer, if they do something at the Super Bowl, I could see him being like the first like 25 seconds is like Starfield, just like random snippets, and then like the last 5 seconds is saying tune in whatever day for the deep dive. Like I could see that at the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And then I will catch at least 30, 40 million, I think, or 20, whatever it was last year. I think 20 or 30 million people that were watching the Super Bowl, or more. Was it more?
I think it was like, was it 50?
I don't remember.
Do you remember?
A lot of people watch the Super Bowl.
So it's a lot of people watch for the commercials.
Thing every year in the world. There. So like that's all you need to know.
Well, the World Cup is, I think, but
so yeah,
the World Cup is like numerous. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it only happens every 4 years.
Super Bowl, and what do you correspond with the Super Bowl is the commercials. So having a Starfield commercial at the Super Bowl, if you're ready to release this game, is smart marketing. And then you start this fucking marketing train that you said that needs 2 months. Well, there you go. Here's the 2 months. It's February, March, release in April. If that's how we go, or late, or March 23,
late
23.
March, yeah.
So 3/23. So there you go.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm
still not moving off the March thing until like unless it's like March.
So many people like
7th.
Shut the fuck up, Psychonauts. It's not coming out in March.
But we'll see. I mean, it'll be between March, April, May, or June. I am confident in that, and excited.
If not March, more than likely April. I don't think.
Well, if Forza is after June, which I'm assuming it is at this point, like numerous people have cooperated that Forza is not going to hit the 12-month thing, right? And now Phil Spencer even putting that energy out there. You know what I mean? Forza team themselves putting that energy out there, right? That they are probably not going to hit this 12-month thing, right? And it seems like it's because the game needs more time to polish, which we alluded to the fact that in Fuzzy, especially because of the January polishing phase, last year we talked about this. He was worried about that from the get-go. But that stands, we actually have fuel to that fire to add to that speculation that Forza is not going to hit the time, because guess what? They just showed it. We didn't get a release date. And they said pretty much we need more time, but they didn't say it's going to miss the deadline. right?
It could be like July 7th. So like,
yeah, it could be July, August, September, whatever, you know, regardless, whatever. Forza looks amazing. It absolutely looks crazy, but there's reason to believe that as opposed to Starfield, right? Like, but if Forza was not in June, then like you could do Starfield in June. You know what I mean? And I felt before that Forza was going to be the June game. That's one of the main reasons I had Starfield in March or April, because March or April was more clear for them. Oh, if Forza was in June and then Redfall was in May, right? So now we have this like, well, it could be March, April, or June. Any of those 3 months makes sense. I would say though that June is a little bit more loaded right now.
Do you think people are still running with Redfall or not Redfall, Starfield being September? Because initially, like everyone was always like, well, Redfall was supposed to release first, so like that's coming out first. Like maybe that's where that whole like Starfield September thing is, because people are still running with that.
I still think that definitely is part of the drive behind that rumor.
Yeah. Plus, if Starfield is coming out sooner than June, and if they were trying to put out disinformation just to throw people off, so they don't, so they can expect it coming out later, and then it's releasing early, it's more of a holy shit, yeah, more excitement. But to me, I don't see the real need to say that it's going to be later than June if it's going to come out, in March or April. So I think maybe Forza hits a late June if it can, because
E3 Shadow Drop.
No,
I'm
I
probably
don't
thinking late summer, early fall.
Yeah, and then another game that needs some time to cook is Diablo 4. Unfortunately,
well, if Diablo 4 got pushed back, then that would be more open for Starfield.
They've been talking about crunch at that studio for like the last 6 months. They're trying to get that game out. So
yeah, I hope they don't take, because there were people saying that they're taking things out of the game so they can hit that date. Like,
but I don't.
Date is cool.
We've seen so many playable betas or alphas of that leak where they went all the way up to in game in the testing. So it's like
the only thing that we can think of is on either console side.
Is it a Xbox One game?
No, but it's PS5, Xbox Series X, and it's only new
next gen,
current gen. So if it can't hit the marks on console, or maybe one console, they maybe hold that back because they don't want to have a staggered release. But look at Hogwarts, that's getting released.
Well, they're staggering that release with old consoles.
Because they can't. Those last gen consoles are really need a lot of reworking. I kind of wish Cyberpunk did that route too, but again, so if they're going to go do something like that, is even what is it, Warhammer 40,000 Darktide, they did a PC first console.
Yeah, that game was so fucking unoptimized on PCs.
if that's the case with Diablo 4, like PC's ready, don't hit the date, but say, hey, it's not ready yet for console. If you want to hit both consoles at the same time, you don't want to have like, oh yeah, Xbox is ready but PS5 is not, or PS5 is ready and Xbox is not. You don't want to do that for the console sides. You want to PC start first and then console at the same time, if that's the case. But we'll see if any of this is true or not. We're just going off with hearsay and what ifs and whatnots.
DRAWNTJ with a $5 super chat. Appreciate you again. Says it's the first time they have taken this long. Just let them polish. I bet it comes out fall. Yeah. Forza is going to be spectacular whenever it drops. All right, guys, it's that time.
Hi-Fi Rush. Oh.
Does he have the file?
Tidbits.
I had it. I had the file.
Tittlebits.
This is Tidbits, the segment on Fun Speculation Podcast, where we talk about the games releasing this week, and quite a few games there is this week. What a list, too. We got some cool things in here, and we're going to start it off strong with a little old game that I love dearly. This game, you may have seen me play it a time or two if you catch some of our game streams.
Yeah, Jasper catches you every week, every night.
I gotta go take a shit.
Power Wash Simulator.
I hope they fix the co-op.
Is that tonight? Is that tonight?
31st is when the Tomb Raider stuff has come out.
Yeah,
this is the PS5 version and Switch version.
PS4, PS5 is finally getting in on the Power Wash glory. It's also hitting on the Switch. And then tomorrow, the Tomb Raider content comes out that you're going to be able to wash the Croft Mansion. Let's go.
Did they give a global release time? Is it noon for this, or is this midnight as well?
The game or the DLC?
DLC.
I have no idea.
That's 7 minutes.
I would assume probably tomorrow afternoon, or like
Jesus Christ. Dakota. Sorry.
This is a long. Whoa, Decado.
That's just
Tidbits.
$50. Super. I gotta get on camera for this. You've seen enough Power Wash Simulator. We'll come back to that. That's like from the old Looney Tunes cartoon. Is that the Swan song? I don't know. Anyway, fucking hell.
No.
Yes. Yes. Wow. $50 super chat from Decado saying effing Tidbits. Let's go. You guys love Tidbits.
Does effing Decado. Tidbits mean he doesn't like it or he likes it?
I think like, fucking Tidbits.
He said it's. He says it's for Tony. We know Tony loves Tidbits. So
because exclamation point makes it. Yes.
Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate the ultra generous support. All right, here we go with some more.
Did that trailer show the?
No, that was just the old for the game release.
Trailer, yeah.
That fucking mansion is huge. That Lovecraft mansion.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's a mansion. So,
dude, it's nuts. It's probably gonna be like a week and a half to finish it.
Truck Diomi's finally making its way to the Switch. $16. It's a good game. It's pretty fucking hard though.
Yeah. If you have not played Ghost of Tsushima, this is nothing like it, but you play as a samurai. But you play as a samurai. So it's a lot of fun. Do you like that?
That was great. I do.
If you ever played Ninja Turtles, it's nothing like it, but you run around with a sword and chop people up. So.
Next up, everybody, we got one I'm excited about: Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, Xbox One X and S, $40 for Game Pass Day 1.
The $40 I think is the Ultimate Edition. I think
for
it's
the Ultimate Edition.
If you just skip the base.
Oh, it's only $20 if you get the base.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's right.
I mean, it's a 25-year-old game. They can't charge too much for it.
Yeah, they can't charge $70. Or could they? I forgot. It's Microsoft, not Sony.
No, they did raise their prices this year, so.
They did. Redfall's the first.
Yep. Is Minecraft?
Or is it Starfield? Starfield could be first.
Minecraft is still.
Oh, this looks so good.
Like that $30 game, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Minecraft Legend was 60. I thought I saw it on Switch for 60, but.
Oh. Okay. Buffering.
Oh, we buffering?
I'm good. I'm good.
For a second, it buffered for a second. I bet you're good.
Wololo. If you played Age of Empires, you know what that means.
Next up, everybody, we got Inconspicuous.
What'd you call me?
Inconspicuous. Xbox One XS, Switch, and PC. $25. Releasing on everything. But PlayStation? Is it already out on PlayStation?
I don't
I
know.
don't think so. I think this is one of those time exclusives.
It's in the Game Pass, I think, or coming to Game Pass.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, it's Game Pass
Right.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
This is tomorrow as well.
Game Pass Day 1 game. There you go.
Yep.
That's right. I
Same.
can't remember seeing that. It's like, how do you say that name on that game?
Ink Illuminati.
Inculinati.
Yeah. If you like Pentiment, you'll probably like it. It's a little bit more.
What the first 4 games are all in Game Pass.
I left my home to record the world.
Yeah,
before
Power
it
Wash
ends.
Simulator, Truck to Yomi Age, and Inculinati. You're right.
To find out what
This one
season,
is. I gotta.
and why
Shit.
is it ending?
These Steam games are messing up
I
my
cycled
thing.
across the earth
You got a what?
until I
Gotcha.
came upon
$30.
a strange valley
I gotta move
Um,
the screen.
that
Hold
last
on.
remaining
Yeah. I was gonna say your screen is like
a widow,
cockeyed.
Yeah, it's because this link
her
is for.
son,
Hold on.
an old artist,
I can fix it.
a community
I
organizer,
mean, the next one's
reclusive monk.
YouTube, so you might as well just leave it, I guess.
I was with them in the
Sorry
final
about
moments
this.
before the evacuation.
You
I
can-
mean, it's not like that.
What game is it?
What kind
Season.
of power shapes
A
their
season, a
minds?
letter to the
PlayStation
future.
Kind of
And how
time
is it
exclusive.
connected to what will happen to
You can
us?
kind
When
of.
is it coming on?
If the answers aren't
It comes
true,
out the 31st
if these
on.
lives aren't captured,
I think it's
Tuesday, tomorrow,
yeah.
basically.
they'll be lost.
What program?
PS4,
in the
PS5,
turning of
PC.
the season.
Yeah, this is a letter to the future. The first top third corner of this game was being shown. $30, PS4, 5, PC. So we don't care too much about that game
Could be-
anyway. So
It could be really, really fun.
it could be.
Just play it on PlayStation. It's not in their PS Now, right?
No.
No.
So you gotta buy it. Okay.
But if you are subscribed, you can save $3 with purchase.
Wow.
SpongeBob SquarePants, the Cosmic Shake.
Yeah, what's funny I found about this is the reviews came out for today, and the reviews are like 65s, which was the same for Battle Bikini Bottom, but everyone loved it. So the reviews got it wrong again, apparently.
About the same as for Spoken.
Yep.
PS4,
Damn,
Xbox One, Switch, and PC, $40. The 31st.
If you like Battle for Bikini Bottom, this is a direct sequel, so it has like the same gameplay and stuff, just new maps, new levels.
Leave it to the SpongeBob know-it-all here.
I mean, fucking, if you didn't play Battle for Bikini Bottom, you ain't played the game, bro.
Just call me SpongeBob Swingpants.
SpongeBob is so fucked up.
I love Tony breaking down the history of Tidbits in the chat. You're correct, Tony.
You're doing exactly what I want. Now that's talent.
Costume change.
Oh, if you pre-order, you get a free costume pack.
Let's go.
There's no stopping this sailor.
All right. Next, everybody, we got a game called We Were Here Forever on PS4, PS5, Xbox One X and S. It is $18 and releasing again on the 31st. We Were Here Forever.
I don't think you're playing it.
It's coming.
Oh, okay.
FSP formed out of tidbits.
Did it?
It birthed. Yeah. 'Cause you didn't, because FSP was Sunday.
Yeah, but I think he did Tidbits on Monday, and then when
He
he
did
canceled
Monday.
Tidbits, he just put Tidbits in FSP.
Yeah.
And then changed
Exactly.
it to Monday. So it birthed it. I birthed it.
Okay.
Just being nasty. I'm in rare form.
Birthed it.
Birthed it.
I do love Tidbits.
Well, it shows all the games coming out that week. What's not to love? Unless it was Xbox in 2022. Ooh. Just kidding.
Yo, what's up, Apollo Cooper? What do y'all think of this game?
Game of the year? No. What is it?
We Were Here Forever.
So it's kind of like Subnautica.
I watched that whole trailer and I have no clue.
I think it's there was some game in Game Pass had or a free to play game on Xbox was like that. I can't think of what it's called, but it's I think you just like do puzzle rooms as a like co-op with people and try to find your way out of the mansion or whatever.
Right. Ooh, Football Manager
23.
I might have to mute this one. And you know what? Football Manager. There's nothing really fancy going to be shown on this trailer, guys, and it's jacked up.
You're gonna make calls,
also,
right?
Because it's from Steam. So I will move past this. But Football Manager is a management game, soccer game, not American football. And it's releasing on PS5 for $48.
Congratulations.
So those of you that are excited about that,
it's like American Football Manager, same thing, but soccer.
Right. Chef Life, a restaurant simulator, PS4
in partner
PS5.
with Michelin.
This comes out on everything.
The tires, Michelin tire. Why is
that a restaurant? You had never heard of the Michelin stars?
Michelin stars, man.
Yeah, that's how they do it.
Yeah, I know that, but it's like I thought that was always like the tires.
It is the tires, but they put out a book and they rate restaurants, like chefs, restaurants, how many Michelin stars it has.
Oh, I just thought that it was like Michelin was like a star. I didn't know it had anything to do with the tire.
I'd be honest with you. I thought it was two separate things. Also, I thought there was a Michelin thing for like chefs, and I thought there was the Michelin tires.
No, it's the same.
Why would people care about a tire company's reviews for restaurants?
That's what I'm like. What the fuck?
It's like AAA. AAA has, they have out their recommendation. Michelin, because it's.
I'm thinking it's because they figure everybody drives to a restaurant, and what better way to remind you, hey, in case you need tires, go to Michelin.
Anyway, here's the trailer.
In Europe.
It's like that fucking FFA like rating gas stations. Like, who the fuck does that?
A recognition of excellence, and it was my dream as a chef. But when I opened my restaurant, earning one was a long way off. Let me tell you my story. I soon realized that a great dish depended on great ingredients, so I chose my suppliers carefully to ensure I had the best ingredients.
Cook ratatouille.
Work hard, very hard, to improve my recipes and offer a menu worthy of a fine dining restaurant.
So
I needed to make certain dishes over
so the food that you cook,
every technique and perfect
and if it's popular,
Oh,
gets you Michelin stars.
Wow, this is a bad chef. They burned everything.
We give this 2 tires.
Tasted every step to fine-tune the seasoning. And because the tasting experience
that Goodyear announces the hair salon of the year. We award you 1 Goodyear. Firestone's going to come out with the best daycare.
Oh, and you plate your food? Wow.
I could have targeted a Bib Gourmand, but my dream was to
dude, is it so rewarding because you get free tires for life if you get a Michelin star?
To offer our customers an experience of the highest
that I didn't know.
That'd be amazing. I honestly, I'm with Jasper. I always thought it was 2 different companies.
We had done it. We had been awarded a Michelin Guide star. It wasn't easy, but with dedication.
Up until we saw the fucking marshmallow Michelin guy.
I can proudly wear this chef's jacket with a star on it. And you, what were your?
See, Fifth Horseman knows what's up.
I heard Valvoline's rating bookstores this year, so you never know.
This is a great book, and don't forget to get your car's oil changed.
El Fornon edition includes the pizza pie, the pizza oven, and the 45 decorated pieces.
65 different things made out of tires. Deliver Us from Mars is coming.
Hey, gabagoo.
For $27, $26.99. It's also on everything but Switch. Is what this says, at least.
Chris Jones, you're fucking late, buddy.
The atmosphere continues to
I don't know what to do about. Yeah.
Assemble a team
What
and
game
bring
is
those
this?
arcs back.
Deliver Us from Mars.
I want this one to be shown.
Oh. Is there a YouTube one?
There was. I'm sorry. I picked the PC.
Oh, you're good. I'm just trying to figure out how do I adjust this.
This was one of the first games that like used ray tracing. The Deliver Us from the Moon was, but not Mars.
But not on console, correct?
I think Deliver Us from the Moon uses ray tracing on series consoles. I think they updated it.
Okay. I knew that they got an update. I just thought it was for 60 FPS.
Well, I got it fixed by the time of the end of the trailer. We'll run through that one again real quick. It's a short trailer. Deliver Us from Mars. Deliver Us Mars. Sorry. Again, on the second. This one's the second.
Facts, Vik.
And bring those arcs back.
Oh, they really don't seem to want us to go. You saw the WSA using so many resources to send 4 people to space?
$1,000
You'd be angry
plates.
too.
This does look good.
This one seems more like a kind of more actiony. The first one was more just like a puzzle game, trying to just figure out puzzles and get away.
Wait for that. Oh my god. It's better than Starfield.
Have you ever seen anything like this? It's incredible. I need to know that when we get there.
I think the first one came to Game Pass. I'm hoping this one does too, but I would figure they would have announced it by now.
I never played it. I was going to, but I never did.
I got the first one free when I bought my 2060. So
right.
Oh, look at you, fancy man, fancy boy.
All right. Next up is Life is Strange.
Don't you know that's 2 generations behind, Jasper?
Life
I
is
don't have that anymore,
Strange 2 is hitting on the Switch. Okay, now I gotta adjust this again. Hold on. It's gonna get fixed.
Your brother have is the most important thing. But
you're gonna have to create another overlay for Steam videos.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do 2 separate ones.
that's amazing.
This hurts my eyes. Life is
think,
Strange 2.
Yeah, for the Switch, $31 on the second.
Jasper.
I think there was a leak or a rumor that they're making a third one. They just came out like last week.
Isn't the first one in Game Pass right now?
Yeah, I think the first one and like the spin-off or whatever.
This is Life in Colors, I think, is the one that's still in Game Pass.
All right, so that is
Life is Strange 1
$31.99.
might be free now. I know they like made it free like several times.
Only a couple more games.
Who bought Don't Nod? Is it Nintendo? Someone bought Don't Nod.
Fuck me sideways.
It says Square Enix publishes, so I don't know.
Tales, the Backbone.
Oh, fuck.
Preludes on PC.
The last 2 are Steam, so you might as well just
fuck it. But then okay.
How are you done?
This one's they had, I guess, a different version of Backbone on like Game Pass a while back or something like that.
Yeah.
I think this is almost like an extended prequel or something.
And it's $25 on PC.
I never played that either. I wanted to play it.
Yeah, the first one came to Game Pass like 2 or 3 years ago, didn't it?
Yeah.
The Pathless. Holy shit, that's loud. The Pathless. $40 on Xbox, consoles, and Switch.
Oh yeah, this is the one that was announced on PlayStation.
And this comes out on the 2nd.
See, when Xbox makes a deal with Annapurna, usually PlayStation can get it within 3 to 6 months. When PlayStation makes a deal with Annapurna, 2 years later, it's like, finally.
Yeah.
We need exclusivity because we have nothing in our first party house.
I accidentally fucked up us. There we go. Lower us a little bit again. We're back in the right spot now. Everybody, that was Tidbits. That's it. Not the best week, I'll have to say.
Well, you forgot Hi-Fi Rush.
You got Power Wash Simulator DLC. You got Age of Empires 2. You got SpongeBob.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got it started out strong. It went really downhill in the middle.
Yeah.
So starting out strong was the Tomb Raider content for Power Wash Simulators happening tomorrow, right? Then we got, which also you don't have to pay for. I think it's free.
Yeah, I think that's free.
Yeah. And then we got Age 2 Definitive Edition. Also,
it's free on Xbox. I know that, and
Right.
PC. I don't know about PlayStation because it's just coming out on PlayStation. So,
and then you got another Game Pass Day 1 game in Cullinane. So you started out strong. And then we had Jasper's favorite game on here, SpongeBob SquarePants: The Cosmic Shake,
and Deliver Us from Mars.
and Deliver Us Mars. Those were the highlights, probably. Agree or no? Disagree? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, everybody, that's it for the show. You all rock. I thank you all for being here, as usual, for FSP. We will have more shows this week. Thursday, we'll be back for PM in the PM. Friday, Xbox Ultimate will be here. Psycho, where can everybody catch you hanging out this week?
yeah, I just wanted to say, if you have not played Hi-Fi Rush, go play it now. It is a phenomenal game. It is more than just a rhythm game. You'll love it. It's going to probably hit 90 on Metacritic. It's sitting at a 91 on OpenCritic. But play that game. Really well done. Highly polished. Such a fun. I beat it. Rolled credits because I wasn't able to talk on this because we didn't have Xbox Ultimate on Friday. And play.
Oh, yeah,
it's awesome. Loved it. I'm in my second playthrough trying to find the Spectre doors, and just a lot of fun. But yeah, find me on social media under Psychonauts. Find me here every Monday, FSP at 10 o'clock, and Friday is Xbox Ultimate, where we have a lot of fun. We just chill, sit back, talk about the news that happened in the week, and it's like hanging out with your buddies, but podcast form. It's a really great time. So come out, check us out. I think we are still at the 10 o'clock hour. So yeah,
it's 12:14.
No mother. But yeah, thanks, chat. You guys are awesome. Always great seeing you. Chris Jones, you are late. I want an essay on my table tomorrow on why you were late to the show tonight.
Shout out to Chris. Jasper, what about you, bro?
Yo, I just want to say, if you haven't played Forspoken, go do that.
Oh my god.
It's sitting about at a 66 on Metacritic, but I'm hoping it's up to a 67.
It's a banger.
No, but it's not. If Age of Empires went live 15 minutes ago, I'm probably gonna be playing that. If not, I'm gonna be finishing Forspoken.
Pong said it's the global launch tomorrow.
Yeah. So
it's like at 11 a.m. our time.
Yeah.
Mute Jasper because you like Forspoken.
But no, check it out. Lord Jasper Twitter, Lord Master Jasper on YouTube. I need to do more content. I haven't done anything in like 2 months.
Dude, you haven't done shit, man.
Yeah, I know.
You're one to
like
talk,
me.
Psycho. Yeah, I mean,
that's what I just said. You end up like
but
me.
you haven't done anything in like 2 years.
Check out Gamer Chat podcast. Sorry.
Yeah. Gamer Chat podcast. It's been about a year and a half since I've done anything. But, you know,
check out Gamer
check it
Chat
out.
podcast where you
live on air.
have had no content in over a year. Yeah, come check it out, everybody. It's awesome. We got so much going on over at Gamer Chat podcast.
Dude, there's a lot going on.
You said that every show for like 2 years. I've been wondering if you're ever going to stop including that on your outro.
Oh, I did. No, fucking, I'm like, dude, what? I can't get into it right now. It's trust me. If I was able to, I'll still be doing it. But
and then who fuck
It's
cares about
alright.
the rest of the outro is whatever.
Yeah, and you're gonna be another psycho. You're gonna abandon your channel if you don't get to it, Jasper.
I didn't abandon it. I just haven't put love into it.
Yeah, let's get some more love into it. Maybe if it was a neighbor's mom, you would be.
Oh, I was squirt love all over it.
Wow.
Sorry.
So yeah,
Fuzzy.
check out Forspoken, and you should have streamed it on your channel. You've been like the only one.
I was gonna stream it, but the thing was, since it was like having performance issues, I was like, do I want to lose like potentially 3 to 5 frames streaming the game, and then like it'd be even worse?
Are
like,
you serious? Really? Okay. Oh, because you're playing on PC. Okay,
Yeah.
I get that. I understand that.
You're still getting better frames than on PS5.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
people will be like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah.
This is like a solid 30.
Solid 25 now. 25. Fuzzy Belvedere. The fuzzy one. The always fuzzy. The warm and fuzzy. Belvedere. Where can everybody find you, bro?
Sorry for
Just
derailing everything.
thank you for having me on tonight. This was a blast, man. And thanks for everybody that came here in the chat and all the posts and all the comments, interactions, everything. You guys are awesome. For those that want to hear my rambles on Forza and anything else gaming related, just follow me on Twitter, Fuzzy_Belvedere. Also catch me on Xbox Ultimate Friday night right here on this channel, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shop Podcast Saturday on PTK Blam's channel, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Xbox Lunch Break Special on Monday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time on Double Barrel Gaming with Mr. Boomstick. And then right back here on FSP with Mav, Psychonauts, and Jasper at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here. Look forward to seeing you guys then.
Appreciate you, Fuzz. I can't wait till we get lots of Forza stuff from you when that game comes out.
Yeah.
Everybody, have a good one. Chat, you rock. Thank you all again. You're amazing. Peace out. Bye.
Hit the like, subscribe, and bell button on your way out. Thank you.
And the bell
enjoy
button.
your night.
Peace.
Whatever. God damn it.